Picture this: the sun rising over the golden sands of Arabia, casting long shadows over ancient trade routes, echoing with the footsteps of caravans, pilgrims, and prophets. In that seemingly quiet expanse of desert, something world-changing began. A legacy born not in palaces or empires, but in the hearts of people moved by faith, compassion, and conviction. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you all. My name is Nebat Mohamed, a grade 10 learner from Orient Islamic School, and my topic today is living the legacy of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 1,500 years, 150 decades of living, honoring, and reflecting the legacy of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today, as we live the 1,500 years of the Prophet's legacy, we look forward to live the legacy, to be its echo, and to make the Prophet ﷺ's message our movement. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. Read in the name of your Lord who created. Read in the name of your Lord who created. Surah Alaq, verse 1. The very first word revealed to him, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, wasn't fight, wasn't pray, wasn't command. It was iqra, read. Because if there's anything that has shaped civilizations, broken chains, and built nations, it's education. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam didn't just value knowledge. He sallallahu alayhi wasallam lit a torch that continues to burn through history. Now, I want to take two quotes. Nelson Mandela, the father of our democratic nation, once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Now hear this. 1,500 years earlier, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم. Seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. Nelson Mandela echoed the words of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when we speak of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's legacy, we're not just talking about books and blackboards. We're talking about a man who turned a desert society into the birthplace of libraries, universities, scholars, scientists, philosophers, poets, and astronomers. But let's be honest, the world before the Prophet ﷺ was dark. A world where baby girls were buried alive, where the poor were invisible, and where tribal pride meant more than human life. But when the Prophet ﷺ walked into that world, he ﷺ didn't just preach, he ﷺ transformed. He ﷺ taught that every life mattered, not based on class, race, religion, or gender, but on character. If the world is searching for kindness, then the Prophet ﷺ's legacy is the blueprint. He ﷺ didn't need armies. He ﷺ didn't need titles, because he ﷺ had something much greater: mercy. And mercy spreads. Bilal ibn Rabah rings a bell? An African man and former slave was chosen by Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam to be the first mu'adhin, the voice of Islam calling people to prayer. But it wasn't just a call to prayer, it was a call to a new world where race no longer chained a person's worth. Now think of today. We see fights for human rights, cries for justice, movements for equality in Sudan, in refugee camps, in Palestine, as they stand often with nothing but stones in their hands. And you know what? Literally right here in our homes too, South Africa. What were we really fighting for during apartheid? On the streets of Soweto, June 16th, 1976, students rose up facing bullets and brutality for one basic truth: that we are all equal, that no one is superior by race or background. Sounds familiar? 1500 years ago, the Prophet ﷺ declared, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا فضل لعربية على أعجمية ولا لأعجمية على عربية ولا لأحمر على أسود ولا لأسود على أحمر إلا بالتقوى والعمل الصالح. No Arab is superior to a non-Arab, and no white is superior to a black except by piety and good action. From the golden sands of Arabia, the legacy of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam continues, not just as history to be admired, but as a standard to be upheld, a mercy to be embodied, a message to be carried. Let us not be merely admirers of this legacy, let us live it. Jazakallah.